Hello, this is the week 3 assignment help video, and be going through some of the problems here. So, without further ado, get rid of my ugly mug, peace ugly mug, and let's get started. So, number one is just a multi-step equation. So, there's my equal sign. And I would need to distribute first. So on the right side, -9 just comes down. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -4 is -12. That is my new equivalent equation. And I should notice that at this point I have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So since I have variables on both sides of the equal sign, I need to move them to one side. So I'm going to move the 3x to the left. It's a positive, so I'm going to go minus 3x on both sides. And that is going to leave me with 3x minus 9 equals -9 minus 12. Next step is then, since my x's are on the left, so I got the x's here, I need to go ahead and move this -9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Now, what's interesting here, when I go to combine these three, I could see that those two cancel out. So I'm going to have 3x equals -12. Okay, they're on opposite sides. Divide by 3, and x is going to be -4. Okay, that's it. Now, for number 2, we've been having problems remembering how to do this problem. It is going to take 2 separate formulas. Okay, if we want slope-intercept form, there's 2 things we got to find. We got to find the m, and we got to find the b. We got to find both of those pieces. So first thing is we need the slope, the m. So that is our slope equation: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I like to label my points and then plug the numbers in. So we would have 0 minus 5, that is y2 minus y1, over 4 minus 2, that's the x2 minus x1. And that's going to give me -5 over 2. So I got my slope. My slope is -5 over 2. The other part that we would need is we are going to need the y-intercept. Well, what we can do is utilize slope-intercept form in order to help us get that. Okay, now when we do this, we only need one of the 2 data points. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this first one. And we are going to plug the information we know into our slope-intercept form. So things I know: the y is 5. The m is the number I just found. That's the -5 over 2. That's our slope. And our x is the 2. And then I solve the equation. -5 halves times 2 is -5. I add 5 to both sides. And my y-intercept, my b, is 10. So my answer for slope-intercept form would be y equals -5 halves x plus 10. All right, the graphing. Now with graphing, we prefer slope-intercept form, and this one already is. So our starting point is 4. So I put a dot at 4. That's my starting point. And my slope, how I move, is -2. Now remember, we would always put over 1. Now it's a negative, so we're going down to right 1. And I got to start from this point. So down 2, right 1. And I make a point. Down 2, right 1. And I continue to follow that pattern. And it creates my line. It's an equal sign, so all I gotta do is just draw my line. Now, number 4, the only slight difference in number 4 and number 3 is number 4, this is not in slope-intercept to start. So I would want to go ahead and solve it, okay? I want to make it so that, like in number 3 here, make it so that the y is by itself. So I'm going to move the x, so minus 5x. I would get 4y equals negative 4 minus 5x. And then I would divide by 4. Remember to divide both values by 4. So negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. Negative 5x divided by 4 is a fraction. Negative 5/4 x. So I start. I can't change colors here. I start at negative 1. So put that point on there. And my slope is negative 5/4. That is down 5, right 4. Okay, so down 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can go the other way to make another point. It's an equal sign, so we just connect them. Now with number 5, 6, okay, there's 2 pieces to this problem. First, make sure we notice that this is an inequality, okay? So first, I need the line, and you gotta pay attention to dot and solid. Second, I gotta figure out which side has the solution, so I gotta figure out which side to shade. So, similar to number 4, I can put this in slope-intercept form if I so choose. Okay, now typically when I'm making my line, when I'm doing it this way, I just make it an equal sign. So minus 6x on both sides. I get negative 4y equals 12 minus 6x. Divide by negative 4. 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Negative 6 divided by negative 4. We simplify that fraction, it becomes positive 3/2x. So that's going to give me my line. I start at negative 3. My slope, I go up 3, right 2. Up 3, right 2. And I can follow that pattern to make extra points. Now, this has the or equal to line in it, so this would be a closed line. So it's a solid line. And then we test a data point. Okay, when we test a data point, we need to make sure that we are using this original inequality. Now, this is where, remember, I like to use 0, 0. Whenever 0, 0 is off my line, I wouldn't choose that one to test. So let's see if 0, 0 is the side of the solutions. So for 0, 0, I would plug in 0 for x, 0 for y, and we're going to see if this is true. If I compute that, I get 0 is greater than or equal to 12. Okay, 12 is a larger number, so this is a false statement. So if this data point is false, that means all the data points that are true are on the other side of the line. Okay? Okay, so that is numbers 1 through 6. Okay? Numbers 1 through 6.